Have you ever met someone who seems completely unaffected by pressure, criticism, or other people's opinions? Someone who stays calm when everyone else is losing control? Chances are you've encountered a Sigma. Sigma men are different. They don't follow the crowd. They don't seek constant attention. And they certainly don't live their lives trying to impress other people. While most people are busy chasing validation, a Sigma is focused on something much more valuable: personal growth, independence, and self mastery. But here's the interesting part. Most people see a Sigma's behavior and assume it's just confidence. They think it's natural. They think some people are simply born that way. They're wrong. The truth is that Sigma men think differently, act differently, and make decisions differently. They follow a set of principles that most people never understand. And those principles are exactly what separate them from everyone else. While others react emotionally, a Sigma remains calm. While others seek approval, a Sigma trusts himself. While others waste time proving their worth, a Sigma lets his actions speak for him. And that's why Sigma men often achieve things that others only dream about. In today's video, we're going to explore asterisk 10 things Sigma men do differently. These aren't random habits or internet myths. They're powerful behaviors that help Sigma men stay focused, disciplined, respected, and mentally strong in a world full of distractions. As we go through these 10 signs, pay close attention. You may recognize some of them in yourself, or you may realize why certain people naturally stand out from the crowd without ever trying. And trust me, the final point is the one that changes everything. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. If you're interested in Sigma mindset, self-improvement, mental toughness, and personal growth, you're in the right place. 10. They don't need constant validation. One of the biggest differences between Sigma men and everyone else is their relationship with validation. Most people spend a large part of their lives trying to gain approval from others. They want compliments, recognition, and acceptance. They constantly worry about what people think of them. A Sigma male doesn't live that way. He understands that if his happiness depends on other people's opinions, he will never truly be free. Instead of chasing approval, he focuses on becoming someone he can respect. He doesn't need applause every time he succeeds because his standards come from within. This doesn't mean he ignores feedback or believes he is perfect. It simply means that he doesn't allow praise to inflate his ego or criticism to destroy his confidence. Because of this mindset, Sigma men often appear calm and emotionally stable. They don't panic when someone dislikes us. They don't change their personality to fit into different groups. They remain authentic because they know that trying to please everyone is impossible. The more a person's in depends on validation, the easier they are to manipulate. Sigma men understand this. That's why they focus on self-respect rather than popularity. They would rather be respected by a few people than approved by everyone. In the end, their confidence comes from knowing they are living according to their values, not someone else's expectations. 9. They protect their time. Sigma men understand something that many people learn too late. Time is the most valuable asset in life. Money can be earned again, opportunities can return, but time is gone forever once it passes. Because of this, Sigma men become extremely careful about where they invest their attention and energy. They don't waste hours arguing online, participating in pointless drama, or entertaining people who constantly create problems. Instead, they focus on activities that improve their lives. They read, learn, work on goals, exercise, and develop skills that will benefit them in the future. This doesn't mean they never relax or enjoy themselves. It simply means they are intentional with how they spend their days. A Sigma understands that every hour spent on distractions is an hour taken away from growth. That's why they often say no to things that others feel obligated to accept. They are not afraid of disappointing people if it means protecting their priorities. Many individuals struggle because they allow others to control their schedules and attention. Sigma men refuse to make that mistake. They know that successful people aren't necessarily smarter than everyone else. Often, they are simply better at managing their time. By treating time like a valuable resource, Sigma men create opportunities for success while others remain trapped in cycles of distraction and procrastination. 8. They stay calm under pressure. One of the most impressive traits of Sigma men is their ability to remain calm when things go wrong. Most people allow stress, fear, and uncertainty to take control of their decisions. When problems appear, they panic. They focus on everything that could go wrong rather than what can be done to fix the situation. Sigma men operate differently. They understand that emotional reactions rarely solve problems. Instead of becoming overwhelmed, they slow down, assess the situation, and focus on solutions. This mindset gives them a major advantage in life. When others are losing control, Sigma men remain clear headed. Their calmness is not the result of having an easy life. In fact, many Sigma men become mentally strong because they have faced challenges and learned how to handle them. They know that every crisis eventually passes, and that panic only makes things worse. This ability to stay composed often earns them respect from others. People internationally trust individuals who remain calm during difficult situations. Whether facing financial problems, relationship conflicts, or professional challenges, Sigma men understand that strength comes from controlling their reactions. By mastering their emotions, they become more effective problem solvers and leaders. In a world where many people react impulsively, the Sigma's calm mindset becomes one of his greatest strengths. 7. They choose silence over arguments. Many people believe that winning every argument proves intelligence or strength. Sigma men know better. They understand that not every disagreement deserves their energy. That's why they often choose silence instead of engaging in pointless debates. They recognize that some people are more interested in being right than discovering the truth. Arguing with such individuals is usually a waste of time. Rather than trying to convince everyone to agree with them, Sigma men focus on their own actions and results. Silence allows them to avoid unnecessary drama while maintaining their peace of mind. This doesn't mean they are weak or afraid of confrontation. When something truly matters, they are fully capable of speaking up. The difference is that they choose their battles carefully. They know that constantly defending themselves drains mental energy that could be used for more productive purposes. In many situations, silence is actually a sign of confidence. A person who constantly needs to explain themselves often seeks approval. A Sigma understands that his actions will speak louder than any argument. Over time, this habit helps him avoid conflicts that distract others from their goals. While many people spend years fighting unnecessary battles, Sigma men quietly move forward and focus on building the life they want. 6. They are comfortable being alone. One of the most misunderstood qualities of Sigma men is their comfort with solitude. Many people assume that being alone automatically means being lonely. Sigma men know that's not true. They understand that solitude can be one of the most powerful tools for personal growth. While others constantly seek company to avoid boredom or discomfort, Sigma men use alone time to reflect, learn, and recharge. They don't depend on social validation to feel complete. This independence gives them freedom that many people never experience. Because they are comfortable by themselves, they are less likely to stay in unhealthy relationships or friendships out of fear of being alone. They would rather enjoy their own company than surround themselves with negativity. Solitude also allows Sigma men to focus deeply on their goals without distractions. Some of the most important decisions in life require clear thinking, and that often happens when a person is alone with their thoughts. Sigma men understand this. They see solitude as an opportunity rather than a punishment. While society often pressures people to constantly socialize, Sigma men recognize the value of spending time with themselves. This habit strengthens their self-awareness, confidence, and independence, making them far less vulnerable to peer pressure and external influence. 5. They observe more than they speak. Sigma men know that information is power. That's why they spend more time observing than talking. While many people rush to share their opinions, Sigma men prefer to listen and watch. They pay attention to body language, behavior patterns, and the way people react under pressure. This habit helps them understand situations more accurately than those who speak before thinking. By listening carefully, Sigma men often notice details that others completely miss. They learn who can be trusted, who is genuine, and who is simply pretending. Observation helps them avoid unnecessary mistakes. Instead of acting impulsively, they gather information before making decisions. This patient approach often makes them appear wise beyond their years. Another advantage of listening more than speaking is that people naturally reveal themselves over time. Someone can hide their true character for a short conversation, but not forever. Sigma men understand this, so they allow others to talk while they quietly analyze what is being said. As a result, they develop stronger judgment and better decision-making skills. In a world where many people talk too much and listen too little, the Sigma's ability to observe becomes a powerful advantage. 4. They control their emotions. Emotional control is one of the defining traits of a Sigma male. Most people allow emotions to dictate their actions. They make decisions when angry, react impulsively when frustrated, and say things they later regret. Sigma men understand that emotions are powerful, but they should not be in control. Instead of suppressing their feelings, they learn how to manage them. This allows them to think clearly even during stressful situations. Emotional control does not mean becoming cold or emotionless. It means recognizing emotions without allowing them to take over. Sigma men know that anger, jealousy, and fear can cloud judgment and lead to poor decisions. By staying emotionally balanced, they gain an advantage in both personal and professional situations. People often mistake this calmness for indifference, but the reality is very different. Sigma men simply refuse to let temporary emotions dictate permanent actions. This level of self control requires practice and discipline. However, once mastered, it becomes one of the most valuable skills a person can develop. Emotional control allows Sigma men to remain focused on their goals, maintain healthier relationships, and handle challenges with maturity and confidence. 3. They focus on long-term goals. Sigma men are known for thinking ahead. While many people chase instant gratification, Sigma men focus on long-term rewards. They understand that meaningful success rarely happens overnight. It requires patience, consistency, and sacrifice. Because of this mindset, they are willing to endure short-term discomfort in exchange for future benefits. They invest in skills, knowledge, health, and opportunities that may not produce immediate results, but will pay off over time. This ability to delay gratification separates them from those who constantly seek quick rewards. Whether building a career, improving their finances, or developing themselves personally, Sigma men remain focused on the bigger picture. They don't allow temporary setbacks to discourage them because they understand that progress is rarely linear. Every challenge becomes part of the journey. This long term perspective also helps them make smarter decisions. Instead of asking what feels good right now, they ask what will benefit them years from now. By consistently choosing growth over comfort, Sigma men position themselves for success, while others remain trapped by short term thinking. 2. They walk away from toxic people. One of the strongest qualities of Sigma men is their willingness to walk away from toxic people. Many individuals stay in unhealthy relationships because they fear conflict, loneliness, or judgment. Sigma men refuse to sacrifice their peace for anyone. They understand that the people around them have a major influence on their mindset, habits, and overall quality of life. If someone constantly creates negativity, manipulates others, or disrespects boundaries, a Sigma will distance himself. He doesn't waste time trying to change people who don't want to change. Instead, he focuses on protecting his mental and emotional well-being. This ability to walk away is often mistaken for coldness, but it's actually a form of self-respect. Sigma men know that not every relationship is worth saving. Some connections become obstacles to growth rather than sources of support. By removing toxic influences, they create space for healthier relationships and opportunities. This habit allows them to maintain a more peaceful and productive life. While others stay trapped in cycles of drama, Sigma men move forward without looking back. 1. They build themselves instead of competing. The number one thing Sigma men do differently is that they focus on self-improvement instead of competing with everyone around them. Most people constantly compare themselves to others. They measure success based on someone else's achievements, appearance, or lifestyle. Sigma men understand that this mindset leads to frustration and insecurity. Instead of competing with other people, they compete with who they were yesterday. Their goal is continuous growth. Every day becomes an opportunity to improve physically, mentally, emotionally, or financially. This approach creates lasting confidence because progress is based on personal development rather than external comparison. Sigma men know there will always be someone richer, stronger, smarter, or more successful. Chasing comparison is an endless game. That's why they focus on becoming the best version of themselves. Over time, this mindset leads to remarkable results. While others waste energy trying to outshine everyone around them, Sigma men quietly build skills, discipline, and character. In the end, true success isn't about being better than others. It's about becoming better than you used to be. And that is the philosophy that truly defines the Sigma mindset. As we've seen throughout this video, Sigma men aren't different because they're born with special abilities. They're different because they develop habits, mindsets, and behaviors that most people never take the time to build. They don't chase validation, they protect their time. They stay calm under pressure, control their emotions, and focus on long term success instead of short term comfort. What makes the Sigma mindset so powerful is that it isn't about being better than other people. It's about becoming better than you were yesterday. Every habit we've discussed today is built on self respect, discipline, and personal growth. And the truth is, anyone can develop these qualities if they're willing to put in the work. The world is full of distractions, opinions, and pressure to follow the crowd. Sigma men choose a different path. They think independently, act intentionally, and refuse to let other people define their worth. Now, here's the question. How many of these 10 Sigma traits describe you? Was it 3, 5, maybe all 10? Let me know your number in the comments below. I'd love to hear which Sigma habit you relate to the most. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to asterisk like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Sigma mindset, self-improvement, psychology, and success content. Remember, asterisk, a Sigma doesn't compete with others. He competes with the person he was yesterday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.